This is my video for the two-gun action challenge match held February 19th, 2022. There are two steel targets at 100 yards, a Q target, and a full-size IPSC. Semi-auto shooters had to get 2 hits on each, alternating hits and sweeps. I'm using my KE Arms KP-9 9mm pistol caliber carbine to continue testing it in the field. I noticed while shooting this stage that the flight time of the bullet being longer and the hit on the target being less audible leads to longer transitions between targets because I'm waiting more shot to shot to confirm that I did have a hit on it. I started with the Magpul 27 rounder because it's easier to go prone with them, and that position did require prone. The 33 rounders from Glock are a bit too long to go prone with comfortably, but I reload on the move to that position so it doesn't cost me a whole lot. This final position is offhand again, targets and sweeps. I do think stages like this are a better test of pistol caliber carbine skills than just blasting pistol targets at 10 to 20 yards. I am second in armored division and 4th overall on this stage. On this stage, the shooter has to get 1 hit on the static plate at about 35 yards. This right one is a mini IPSC. Then knock off 1 plate from the Texas Star at about 15 yards. Move to the outer cone, get 1 hit on the static plate. This process will repeat until all plates on the Texas Star are neutralized. I had to replace my striker spring with an extra power one to reliably set off the primers in this S&B ammo, so my trigger pull is accordingly heavier, and I noticed that I suffer accordingly on that mini IPSC at 35 yards. Have to do a lot more dry fire practice with this particular pistol to get used to the trigger pull again, but I've been switching between pistols pretty often, frequently for different divisions. I am 1st in armored and 3rd overall on this stage. This stage requires 2 hits on each steel target. The shooter will then safe the rifle, point it into the berm, run down range and move the mini IPSC target over to the next position, and then run back, and this process will repeat a total of 3 times. So there's 300 yards total movement on this stage, and the shooter has 180 seconds to get it all done. Something that's making this stage particularly more fun for me is I had a procedure done on my right toe this week to have an ingrown toenail removed on both sides, so not the most comfortable situation. I support off the table so I don't risk misses, and I'm able to double tap faster. I'll take this time of me lumbering across the range to discuss my PCC configuration. It has a TACOM 13-inch superfeed barrel with permanent muzzle brake to be 16-inch legal length. It also has a TACOM bolt, and I'm running the SIG Romeo 8T optic. The buffer I'm using is an 8-ounce extended buffer that gives the bolt a shorter throw and a 308 buffer spring. Thus far, this is the best combination I've used that smooths out recoil but does not compromise reliability. On this 3rd iteration, the target goes back to the starting post, thus resetting the stage for the next shooter. The first 2.5 iterations of this really weren't bad, but it's the last half iteration back that it just really starts to suck. And I think that's just because I know I'm getting close to the end of the course, and the mind has to force the body to do what it has to do. A final note on the KE Arms KP-9 is that the mag releases on all of them are ambidextrous. So if you're righty or lefty, you don't have to worry about it. On this stage, I'm 4th armored and 11th overall. In the end, I am 2nd out of 6 shooters in armored division and 4th out of 41 shooters overall. First place and I were within about a second of each other on stages 3 and 1, but the big difference that added up to that 12.5 second lead was on stage 2 with all the running. It's time for me to put some more effort back into that once my toe heals back up. And now for some bonus content of me shooting one of Carl's guns you'll see over on InRange in the near future.
So Fagan, you said you're actually interested in shooting a Schofield.
Yes.
What inspires you on this?
It's interesting advancement forward in reloading technology.
Is this also rejecting modernity?
No.
No?
No, I fully embrace modernity.
All right. Well, you've got 6 rounds. And we got a Texas Star. Favor high.
Favor way high.
Okay, reload. Open that thing. Half cock it. Open it. Here, have some more.
Which way does it rotate?
Doesn't matter. Just fill it up. Rotates right, but it's irrelevant. Buddy system. Close it. Go.
Too high.
Too high. Left. High. High. One more. Ah! You're out.
Pretty neat.
It was a big advance at the time.
Yep. I'd be interested to see how people came up with optimized ways to reload that.
I don't know that
faster.
anyone did. I'm not seeing anything.
Pretty cool.
And the really, the super happy note about this, the guy that invented it, Schofield, killed himself with his own gun. So he did well with his own invention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the reload speed would have mattered on that time.
No, you only need one for that.
Thank you for watching. Come back again for more match and multi-gun competition content.